Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and we got the Team Corrales Syncro4 4-wheel drive 1/8 scale electric race buggy or basher buggy, and it sells for I think $370 at the time of this video. So really inexpensive 4-wheel drive 8 scale buggy, aluminum chassis, all steel drivetrain, so pretty well equipped for that price. Really the price of like a 10 scale vehicle, but it is 8 scale. So yeah, we're doing the full review today. We're going to be talking about this RC car in 6 different categories, giving it a rating from 1 to 5 stars. So this is a little bit confusing for people, but 3 stars means it's average. So if you took 10 8 scale buggies out there and they got 3 stars, that means it's about mid-pack. If it's below mid-pack, it's going to get 1 or 2 stars. If it's above mid-pack, then it's going to be 4 or 5 stars. So I would say this compares much more to the Kyosho MP10E or the HPI Racing Vorza or something like that. Maybe the Losi 8XE RTR, something like that, but it is way cheaper than all those by about 150 bucks. So obviously it's probably not going to perform as well, but we'll see. We'll talk about that. So yeah, let's get into the review. First category is the electronics. It comes with this radio, the CT2S radio, pretty basic radio, just goes the steering trim, steering dual rate on off, 2 different power settings, 50% and 100%, and then servo reversing. So really basic radio, but gets the job done. Not a huge fan of it. It is kind of small, so if you had big hands, it'd be a little bit hard to use, but feels okay in the grip. I'm not a fan of how the dual rate works. It just kind of cuts off the endpoints, but yeah, other than that, it seems fine. Motor AC is excellent. It's basically the Curon system. Very, very powerful system. I would say this is, yeah, really good. Definitely above average. Servo is kind of slow. You know, not the strongest thing, not the most reliable thing. I'd say it's about average. But overall, yeah, average radio compared to things like a TQI or something like that. I'm not a fan of some of the other radios like the Habao Hyper VS2 radio. Not a big fan of that. The Serpent radio, not a big fan of that. But stuff like the Spectrum is better. So I'd say the radio's average. The engine or motor and electronics are above average. Servo's average, so I'm going to give it 4 stars. 4 stars out of 5 is pretty good. I think these are one of the better ones out there. Next category is design. 1/8 scale aluminum chassis. Pretty nice design overall. It is full on 8 scale, you know, and a lot of people are comparing this to more like the Typhon 3S, but in my opinion, it is much more like an 8 scale race buggy. The RTRs out there of like a Kyosho or a Losi or a HPI or something like that. So design wise, I think it's excellent. Shock tires are kind of a hybrid thing, half plastic, half aluminum, non-adjustable turnbuckles and stuff like that. So nothing special there. 3 differentials, including a center differential, all fluid filled. Obviously you have the adjustable shocks. They are composite with an aluminum ring cap. But yeah, overall it works pretty well. You know, nothing earth-shattering about the design. It does have provisions for a centered brace if you want to add that for a little more durability. I'm not running that, didn't really have any issues with that. So overall design, I think it's pretty typical. You know, they definitely obviously cut some corners by trying to make certain areas a little bit less expensive, but it works pretty well overall. It is an 8 scale buggy. It drives like an 8 scale buggy. You could race this for sure. So in the design category, I'd give it an average rating, 4 stars. Nothing amazing, nothing bad about it. It does have the aluminum stub axle, 17mm hexes, so all that is good stuff. In the design category, I'm going to give it 3 stars. In the performance category, the Syncro4 drives pretty well. It drives like a race buggy. It has more power than I think most RTR 8 scale race buggies out there. So on 4S, this thing is pretty quick. I don't know if it's geared any differently or what, but it drives quite well. The basher tires, you know, are kind of like a Badlands style. Obviously not a full-on race tire, but you know, this is really much more of a basher buggy than it is, say, a race buggy. But yeah, it works pretty well. Flies through the air nicely. Has good rotation, good traction, good steering. Overall, I think the damping on the shocks works pretty well. The discs you might want to lighten a little bit if you're not just sending it. But yeah, performance wise, I think it's great. I think it's probably above average actually, which is shocking because You know, obviously it's a little bit more of a basher buggy than a race buggy, but it drives better than some of the other race buggies I've got out there. So in the performance category, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I think it's above average. The power is definitely above average. Yeah, just really good overall. Durability wise, the only thing I've broken is basically the plastic C or composite C block. So if you look at the 4 hinge pin braces and count them down from front to back, that would be A, B, C, D. I did break a plastic C block. So the B and the C hinge pin blocks are plastic. The A and the D are plastic covered steel hinge pin braces. So those are pretty durable. They do make upgraded B, or I think blocks for all of them. But other than that, yeah, the buggy's been quite durable. I've sent it, you know, pretty big air doing backflips and stuff like that at my local BMX park. So durability wise, I think it's pretty good. I wouldn't give it a 4-star rating. It's not perfect. I wish, you know, it had those metal hinge pin braces, but you know, I don't think they've been much of a problem for most people, but just for me, I did break one of those. But other than that, everything seems pretty stout. The plastic shock towers, the composite shocks, everything works pretty well. So in the durability category, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I think it's definitely above average. Even though this is kind of a budget RC car, is definitely more durable than most. Syncro4's been around for a long time, but in the US, still a little bit of a smaller company. They've been growing market share though, I think, and increasing their dealer presence. HRP is the main distributor here in the US. You can find parts from Garage Life RC, RC Hobby Explosion, I think Chicagoland RC. So there are companies out there. You can also go to stuff like at Jenny's RC to get replacement parts. But for the most part, yeah, you're gonna have to order stuff online. They don't have a big, you know, hobby shop presence. There are hobby shops that carry some stuff, like my hobby shop does carry some stuff, so that's nice to see. But yeah, overall, I would say Team Corelli, a little bit harder to get stuff, but stuff is available out there. It's just mostly going to be online, and you can always buy directly from Team Corelli themselves. They're good about keeping parts in stock. So I think they got, like, I don't know, 97% parts coverage or something like that, and shipping is actually pretty reasonable. But overall, yeah, support and maintenance is probably the area I'd say a little bit more work. Changing out that B block as well, maintenance wise, was a bit more work because the shock tower, the aluminum piece, sort of the cover for the wing mount and all that was quite a bit of work to get at the differential and replace that hinge pin brace. So yeah, overall in the support and maintenance category, this is the area where probably it's a little bit below average. I'm going to give it 2 stars. There are a lot of manuals online, 1-page manuals and stuff, so you can definitely check those out. But parts wise, for the most part, you're going to be ordering stuff online, and it's just a little bit harder to work on. The Syncro4 sells for $369 at the time of this video, and that is really where Team Corelli killed it. It's the price of things that are 3S 10 scale, but this is full on 8 scale 4-wheel drive race buggy with an aluminum chassis, all metal drivetrain, CVAs in the front, dog bones in the rear, aluminum stub axles. This is a true legitimate 8 scale buggy, but at the price of probably $100, $150 less than most. So things like the low C8 RTR or 8XE RTR is like $630. I think the Kyosho is like $520. The HPI Vorza I think is like $4 something. So yeah, pretty much everything else out there is at least $100 more. Obviously this has, you know, lower expensive parts, but this is where they killed it with the Syncro4. They made an 8 scale buggy fully affordable to anybody. It'd be a great beginner car, great for anyone that, you know, wants to do some local club racing or something like that at a really reasonable price. I think the best choice for this, if you're doing backyard racing with your friends, just everyone get one of these. It comes in 4 colors. Everyone grab a different color, race around on a backyard track. That would be perfect in my opinion, because it's just set up really well. You don't really have to make too many adjustments. I did some minor tweaks that help overall, but you know, the Syncro4 at $369 is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to give it 5 stars, of course, in the value category. This is, you know, the best out there. There is nothing cheaper. There's nothing that big of a deal, or really that good of a deal. So yeah, Syncro4, 5 stars in the value category. So final thoughts on the Syncro4, great little buggy. I think there are a couple things that you could do to make it a little bit better. Probably a better, you know, radio is going to be the biggest improvement. Maybe get the aluminum B and C blocks, something like that. You can bash it, you can race it, you can do a little bit of combination of both. You can send it, you can jump big. It handles really well, great tires. Really nothing bad to say about it. I think they killed it with it. You know, obviously for me, I'm more into the expensive stuff, so I'm not as much into the budget stuff, but there is definitely a market out there for something a little bit, easier to own, a little bit more cost effective, but still get really good performance, really good durability. And as you can see, I launched it, landed on the wing, and it was just fine. So yeah, Team Crowley Syncro4, excellent vehicle. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.